Hey there, nerdlings. How you doing today? I had a few things I really feel like we need to talk about while I get ready for the day. Yes, we are at Salon Mia. You can find Salon Mia on the web at www.salonmia2020.com. On Facebook. Sorry, my allergies are driving me crazy. So if I do this, I'm sorry. I took my allergy pills and now my nose itches. And it's a nervous tick. I'm sorry. So, yeah, and you can find us on Instagram, Salamia 2020. You can find it on Facebook, Salamia 2020. You see the pattern here. Okay, so I figured while I am getting ready for the day, we can have a little chat because I feel like we need to chat. So, as you guys know, one of my favorite things to do is speculate. I like to theorize. I like to pull things apart. And I mean, really, it all boils down to I like being right. It's fun for me. So I try to educate myself as much as humanly possible so that I can make guesses and be right about things. Now, today we need to talk about the Book of Boba Fett episode 2. Because y'all missed some stuff. Y'all missed it, and you missed it hard. And I know this because now, look, not entirely. There's a small part of something that y'all missed. I have been keeping up with the boys on YouTube, New Rockstar, Screen Crush, Heavy Spoilers, Den of Nerds, and I watched every single one of them. I still haven't cleaned these from yesterday, so I'm just using them on me, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but you should absolutely clean your brushes as much as possible. Please and thank you. Whoops, I don't know what that was. We'll find out later. Anywho, now I've been watching all the boys to see if they're picking up what they're throwing down. And there are a lot of rumors going around that Kira, you want to come say hi? Okay, my daughter. So there are a lot of rumors that Kira from Solo, a Star Wars movie, played by Emilia Clarke, is going to make an appearance on the Book of Boba Fett. Well, she is. She absolutely is. And they have all but said that from one sentence out of Boba Fett's mouth. Here, I'm going to adjust you a little bit. I'm just on my laptop here, and it doesn't have the best audio in the world, so I apologize if it sounds kind of tinny. But, okay, so the scene where Boba has, they've already 310 to Yuma the train, the long speeder. They're stopping the long speeder. And lo and behold, the race of people that are, running this train are the Pike. Now, if you note, very importantly, where have we seen the Pike before? Who do they work for? Okay, we'll get there. Sorry. The laptop is like right in front of my mirror. Okay, so it's so hard to do while you're doing your makeup. I normally cut all this stuff out. It's hard when you're live. Life is hard. Words are hard. Makeup's hard. Everything's hard. It's life. So we realize that the people running this train through Tatooine and just straight murdering the Tusken Raiders for no reason other than, oh, There's people there. Shoot them. It's just terrible. So it's the Pike. And Boba says one thing to them. And this is what got me. This is what made my brain explode. If you were watching my live video on Facebook the other day, then you probably caught the moment of recognition when it all kind of clicked into the old brain. So he says to them, "Are you running spice?" And they're just like playing dumb, like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, let me say this again. Are you running spice from Kessel? Okay. Listen, a couple of things. One, it definitely shows the power vacuum that now exists on Tatooine since Jabba's demise. And yes, Bib Fortuna had taken over after Jabba died, but it is my understanding, what I believe is that Bib Fortuna was basically acting as a proxy for the Hutts. Because, in this episode, we discover that the twins, Jabba's cousins, have shown up to take over his territory. Why didn't they come before? Because Bib Fortuna was doing it for them, and their lazy asses didn't have to leave a Hutta. So, is it Tal Hutta? Hutta. We'll just call it Hutta. So, they didn't have to leave Hutta because Bib Fortuna was doing everything for them. So there's the first thing. We see how, there's a power vacuum. Everything feels up for grabs. And so now the Pike are running spice through Tatooine when before that would not have been allowed. Okay. If you will also remember, Darth Maul was the leader of Crimson Dawn. Okay. Kira, in Solo, a Star Wars movie, was his number 2. Well, in Clone Wars, Darth Maul is killed right before A New Hope. He's killed off in like 1 BBY by Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, if Kira was the number 2 in Crimson Dawn to Darth Maul, then with him being dead, she's number 1. So she is now the leader of Crimson Dawn. It's just so bad. Now, she's the leader of Crimson Dawn. And the Crimson Dawn is like the main crime syndicate in the galaxy. They're the universe of Star Wars. They're like the head honchos for crime syndicates. And everything really has to go through Crimson Dawn. And Crimson Dawn pretty much set up shop on Kessel. They were the ones who were mining the spice and spreading it everywhere. Spice is like Star Wars heroin. So they were drug dealers, and they realized they could make a bunch of money off the spice stuff. So they're the ones who were in charge of distribution. So I'm getting there. I've had a crazy, exciting, crazy morning. And when I figure stuff out, I get really excited, and then my brain goes 500 different directions. Now, on the planet of Kessel, you've got Crimson Dawn, Kira. She's running the show now. But she's not sitting there at the mines, making sure the work gets done. And you remember Han Solo and Kira both worked in those mines. Okay. But who ran those mines? My nose itches so bad. Who ran those mines? This guy right here, Quay Tulsite. He is a Pike, okay? And he was the one in charge of the mine on Kessel. He's a Pike running the mine on Kessel. And now we have this train of Pikes, distributing it on Tatooine, and Boba's putting a stop to it. Kira's going to show up. They've all but told us. Now, the creature actor that, has given Quay life is a friend of mine. And when I figured this out, I texted him and I was like, "You're beat, dog." So Quay has his little fan base, and he does. There's a lot of people that really appreciate Quay's character, me being one of them. Up until this point, I've always felt like Solo was, let's be honest, one of the weaker Star Wars movies. They just didn't give it the real Star Wars treatment that a Han Solo movie deserved. And my Quay, the character of Quay, I told you it's been a crazy morning. The character of Quay has been kind of a background character for the majority of Star Wars since it came out. But if you think about it, how many times have they mentioned the Kessel Run in Star Wars? How many times have they mentioned that? Like every time. Every Star Wars movie, they mention the Kessel Run. 12 parsecs. He shortened the distance. He folded space. Hold on 1 second. I dropped something. So he should have been a bigger deal, period. Like Quay should have been more to the forefront at this point. But with one flipping sentence out of Tamara Morrison's mouth, Quay is now more important. I would not be surprised to see Quay pop up in Book of Boba Fett. And I would not be surprised to see him pop up in other Star Wars vehicles like the Bad Batch, because spice has now just been made a whole lot more relevant in the Star Wars universe. Now it's a problem. Spice has become a problem on Tatooine, and Boba Fett needs to put an end to it. And who do you think that's going to piss off? The people that make money off of it, like Quay Tulsite and Kira. You don't mess with the girl's money, so she's going to show up. They've all but told us. If you needed more, hey, yeah, like I said, I'm at work and my daughter's with me because there's snow school. It's a school day. So she's going to show up. There's your confirmation right there. And congratulations to my dear friend whose hard work and creativity has just paid off. Like, you didn't know much about the Pike. They look totally different in the animated series. And a lot of that has to do with my dear friend, how he carried that character, the mannerisms, the T-Rex arms, the way that the cloth, the clothing laid on them, the coloring, he had a lot to do with that. So congratulations, my friend. That's very validating for you as a creator, as an actor. And that's just really exciting to finally have Quay Tulsite get get the Star Wars treatment that everyone else got and deserved. So there you go. There's a little player from Solo, a Star Wars movie, is finally getting brought to the front of the class. And I think that's really cool because that's stuff like Star Wars is supposed to be relatable to us. It's supposed to, in a way, reflect the times we live in. And one of the things that we face in the world we live in is, drug use, drug addiction. And this is supposed to be a show that is like a combination between The Godfather or The Sopranos and a Western. And when you got gang stuff going on, they tend to sell dope. They tend to sell drugs. Get it out there. It's just so bad. Why does this happen every time I do my makeup? It just. So that's exciting that's been brought to the forefront, and we finally get, the whole spice issue actually fleshed out and given a storyline. People who have worked so hard on their characters, like Quay Tulsite, that gets brought to the front and expanded upon. Like the thing he did in this one movie is now being validated by Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, and Disney as, yes, this is how the culture, this is how the rest of the species behaves. Just like this guy who first played one in live action. So happy for you, buddy. And it really just confirms the rumors that Kira is going to show up. And it's very, very plausible because if you recall, Emilia Clarke has signed on for Disney to do Marvel projects like Secret Invasion. She's going to be in that series. So if she's already signed a contract with Disney and Marvel, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard or that big of a deal for her to, hop next door and do some Star Wars. So she's going to show up. Another thing that I have noticed, an observation that I have, if you remember the first time you started watching the animated series Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebels, that was Dave Filoni's entrance into Star Wars, into the franchise. And he used those shows to make the prequel trilogy make sense. He made the prequel trilogy more Star Warsy, for lack of a better way to say it. He brought in several legends from the novels that were out there that Disney was like, no, it's not canon anymore. We bought you, and this doesn't. We say no. Oh, Disney, please start listening to your fan base. Please, I'm begging. So, but he used those two shows as a vehicle to make the prequel series palatable and make them make sense. He did. I feel that is what the Book of Boba Fett is doing for Solo, a Star Wars movie. They are taking this as an opportunity to kind of retcon some mistakes they made with Solo. Solo had had limitless potential. Solo had the potential to be one of the best Star Wars films that has come out since Return of the Jedi. And it just kind of missed the mark. And I blame Disney for that. I do. I blame Disney. But now that we have our new masters, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, who just don't give a squat. They do what they know needs to be done. They are using the opportunity of the Book of Boba Fett to kind of fix some of the mistakes with Solo and make it more I mean, it is canon, but to make it important in our Star Wars universe, because right now, up until this point, you really didn't need to watch Solo, a Star Wars movie, to get what's going on everywhere else. But thanks to Book of Boba Fett and them bringing in the Pike and Spice, now it's become, part of your summer reading list. You have to partake in Solo, because it is now going to be a big part of this universe, and I'm very, very excited about that. That's something that needed to be done. And again, hooray for my sweet friend that worked so hard on that character. Now he's given, I don't even know how to say it. Like, I'm so excited. he's a real part of the story. And he always was. Don't get me wrong. He always was a part of Han Solo's story. But now, instead of just being a part in Han Solo's story, he's a part of the Star Wars story altogether. And that's really awesome, because one, it shows that, oh gosh, it's so hard to concentrate. This is why I like post-production. There's no post-production when you're live. It shows that they're taking this seriously. They've heard our list of complaints, and they're going to do something about it. So I feel it is now absolutely confirmed in episode 2 that Kira, leader of the Crimson Dawn, is going to show up. She is going to be there, and so's Quay. Even if, my friend physically isn't there and they use stock footage or what have you, Quay is now a part of this story, and I think that's really cool. All right. Another thing that I feel Screen Crush got wrong. I love Screen Crush. I love Doug the dog. I think that he's adorable. We love dogs. We have a tiny dog at home too, and his name is Tiny. And he's not on my show. But and I can admit that at first I thought the same thing as Ryan Airy. When Boba is tripping his balls, when he has ingested the peyote lizard, I'm gonna call him hypno lizard. So the hypno toad, we've got hypno lizard. When he has gone on his walkabout with the hypno lizard, and we see the sands turn into crashing waves, like on oh my gosh, brain fart. Where did my brain just go? Camino. Oh my gosh. When we see the sands kind of turn into the waves of Camino, and we see the two trees, we see the big giant gnarled tree, and then we see a duplicate tree next to it, a tiny one right next to it. Now, Star Wars has always been heavy on symbolism, whether you realize it or not. George Lucas is on record to saying that it's like poetry. It rhymes. So symbolism is very important when it comes to this universe. Now, the very first thing I thought when I saw the two trees was, oh, the big tree represents Jango, Boba's father, and the little tree represents Boba. Easy peasy. Well, then the tree ensnares him, and he's trapped in it like he was in the Sarlacc pit. And they are showing us, flashes, clips from him being trapped in that Sarlacc pit. And he comes out of it almost like, being born again. It's his second birth. Happy birthday, Boba. Happy second birthday. Happy Sarlacc birthday. But once they start showing that tree has enveloped him and he has to fight his way out of it, that's him fighting his way out of his past. He is shedding the skin of his past. He is being birthed from this traumatic experience. It's his past. Therefore, that big tree represents him, not Jango. The big tree is him. And they have made many times, they have referenced that, running a family, the mayor, Mokshai's voiced by Robert Rodriguez, says that, running a family is different than, bounty hunting. Well, if you have read any of the Boba Fett comics, if you've studied any of the actual Boba Fett lore, the legends, the Star Wars legends of Boba Fett, and I discussed this in my Boba Fett video, but if you're familiar at all, or you remember my Boba Fett video where I talk about legends, Boba had a family. He had a family. He had a daughter. Her name was Aelin Vel. And because of how Boba handled the rape of his wife, Sintas Vel, because he killed the man who raped her, who was his boss when he was a journeyman protector on Concord Dawn, he was forced into exile after that. And Sintas divorced him because, she told him not to. I would have been like, Dave, go kill that mother. I would be okay with it. You get exiled, I come with you. Take a drink. But that's not what happened. And I couldn't find my favorite palette. I got worried for a second. I should check this. Sorry. So, anywho, I get so wrapped up in this stuff. I swear to God. Been looking for that. So, when they keep talking about running a family, that's the theme of it. Running a family is different than bounty hunting. And, we're kind of led to believe that this is referencing the crime family. Well, if you are familiar with Aelin, then you know that she's kind of into crime too. She is a bounty hunter herself. In fact, for a time, and she blames her father for everything that's gone wrong in her life. Like her mother at this point is frozen in carbonite and stays that way for 40 years. So Aelin blames her father for everything. And she decides that she needs to murder him for revenge, because that's what you do. And for a time, even hid her identity and called herself Boba Fett. At the point in time that the Book of Boba Fett is taking place, it is 9 ABY, so about 4 years after Return of the Jedi. And Aelin would be about 25 years old. So it is very, very plausible, time-wise, they could fit her in there, especially the fact that, Boba has just taken over an incredibly powerful crime syndicate. Jabba the Hutt ruled over quite a lot. And his territory being usurped, in a sense, by a former employee like Boba Fett would be big news. It would be viral all over the universe. And in the books, Aelin finds out that her father is still alive, and she goes looking for him. So I would not be surprised. We didn't know in the Star Wars universe, they did not know for 4 or 5 years that Boba Fett was alive. It was considered common knowledge that he died in that Sarlacc pit when he unceremoniously was accidentally knocked into the Sarlacc pit. And my friend Dee, who played Quay, had a very excellent point that it wasn't that hilarious for Boba to have been killed in that way, because Boba is very methodical. He's very strategic. He is the personification of planning and process, etc. And, Han Solo and Chewbacca represent chaos. They represent, absolute chaos. So, of course, someone whose entire life has been strategery, it'll never get old, would be felled by absolute chaos. So that does kind of make sense. Excellent observation, Dee. I'm totally on board with that now. Anyway, we thought for years that was the end of Boba Fett. In the Star Wars universe, they were like, okay, well, the deadliest bounty hunter in the galaxy was just killed, so RIP. But then he gets his armor back in the tragedy in Mandalorian. He gets it back from Din Djarin. Mm-hmm. And then decides to go to work. He gets his armor back. It's time to go to work to take care of some business. So he shows back up in his armor on Tatooine, and he's loud and proud about it. He tells everyone, I'm Boba Fett. I'm the crime lord now. So in that respect, news would travel very, very, very fast at that point. As soon as he shows up and kills Bib Fortuna and sits his deadly ass on that throne, word got out, I assure you. And I believe that in canon, in live action, that is how Aelin finds out that her dad is still alive, and she's going to show up like everyone else do to try and take him out. And I think they're telling us that by showing the big tree and the little tree in his vision. That's my story, and I'm sticking it to it. Them's the facts. Okay, them's the facts. It's gonna happen. And I think they've shown her in that teaser, the girl on the bike. Some people say that she's this ex-Jedi. I just really feel like it's going to be Aelin Vel. Will Aelin Vel become my Mephisto? Possibly. That is always a possibility. But I don't know, man. Dave Filoni is really, really fond of pulling from Star Wars legends and making them canon. Like he likes doing those things. Just allergies, man. Like, why do I live in Missouri and have allergies like this? This is like really unfair. So there's that. I just feel like that's going to happen. I really like that Filoni has this magic power. He knows exactly what it is that needs to be done to, I mean, he knows that the answer is never going to be, well, let's just pretend like this movie didn't happen, or let's make this movie again. That's never going to be the answer, because it's already done. The deed's been done. It's already out there. We've already said it's canon. I mean, let's not screw around with that end of it. The only thing that you really can do is make it make sense. That's all you can do. Just make it make sense. And he has a magic power of just making that happen. So good on you, Filoni. Proud of you, Boo Boo. Keep up the good work. Jon Favreau, good job. Good job. Good job. But I'm telling you right now, Kira is showing up in Book of Boba Fett. They are going to start making her more important to the expanded Star Wars universe. And so is Quay. Quay is done his time as a background solo character, and now he's going to be brought to the forefront and allowed his moment in the double sun. And I'm just here for it. Just here for it. I'm very happy with how this is going. And I know there's some people out there that just really are not enjoying. They didn't like the first episode of Boba Fett. I'm sorry you didn't like it. It's a slow burn. And especially with the character like Boba Fett, who's never gotten this much attention in live action. We need exposition. We need some background on him. We do. And what better way to do that than, you got to do some storytelling. And storytelling isn't always bang, bang, shoot 'em up. You've got to lay some groundwork. And I really feel like that's what these first 2 episodes have done, is just laid some groundwork. And that groundwork, like, they brought in Black Kirstanton, okay? He's basically a Legends character. He worked with Boba Fett for Darth Vader and Jabba the Hutt. That's why he was calling him a gladiator, because he saw him fight in the pits of Dur. They worked together. He fought Obi-Wan Kenobi and survived. He got a scar across his left eye. And there were some rumors going out that it was Kira that was going to be the one to hire Black Kirstanton to, get Boba Fett. But come to find out, it's the Hutts. And some people are taking that as, well, that rumor was wrong, so she's not going to show up. No, she's showing up. It's happening. You can't just come in and say, okay, these guys are selling spice from Kessel, and Boba puts a stop to it, and then she doesn't show up, because that wouldn't make sense. I need a minute. Because, okay, as a tough, badass chick who owns a business, if someone did something to interfere with my income, I'm showing up. I'm showing up. Hold on. I really don't want to mess up my eyeliner live on camera. I mean, no one's watching, so whatever. It's whatever. And it's fine because that is what concealer is for. We'll just call it the magic eraser of the makeup world. And I am going to do that. I'm going to use it. No, 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 no. Let me just get this done real quick, guys. Na, 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 na. Enjoy the ario that's playing on the radio in the background. Only the best for my clients. This isn't my favorite eyeliner. My favorite eyeliner is in my daughter's bedroom right now. She was supposed to give it back. So now I'm having to use this one. I'm not happy about it. I mean, it's decent, but it doesn't flow the way I want. So I'll have to use my concealer to perfect it, to polish it. And I have this big dumb scar over here that causes me problems. I don't like problems. I don't. So let me get some of my P. Louise out and correct it. But feel free to comment. Let me know what you think about my theories here. It's my favorite thing to do. I like speculating. I love adding the speculation. It's why I wake up in the morning. That's not true. Why am I am popular right now. I'm never this popular. But you can't guess why. That's better. Stupid scar. Stupid scar! But your Black Chrysanthemum doesn't have to deal with this nonsense because it just makes him look tough. Yes, it does. Just tap, tap, tappy. Tap, tap, taparoo. Where's my little one? I like my little one better. $5 says the child has that one too. I'll fix it. Don't worry. Don't worry. I know it's hard to believe, but I am a professional. And every cosmetologist hates this time of year. Because right after Christmas, everyone is slow. Everyone has blown their wad on Christmas presents. And they're tired from all the running around, so they don't want to go anywhere or do anything. But in about a week, that's going to change. Everyone starts getting their tax money. Their tax money. And then they show up. Me. So what do you guys think of Book of Boba Fett so far? Like, what are some of your opinions and ideas? Do you think my theories are accurate? Do you think that Kira's going to show up? Do you think Aylin Bell's going to show up? Do you think I'm crazy with tape on my face? Like, I want to hear what you guys think. I mean, I really think that Kira is showing up, and I think they have officially told us that. I think she's showing up. I think Quay Tulsite is going to make an appearance in one form or the other. I think these things are now our realities. And yeah, this is just what I think. I really think that walkabout he went on, that tripping, was our acknowledgement that yes, he was married and had a child, and now she gonna show up. So that's just what I think. I'm gonna set this. See, look at that. See, this is what Boba Fett is doing for Han Solo, or Solo, a Star Wars story. He's doing this. It's the concealer of Solo, a Star Wars film. They're going to go in and they're going to just make it prettier, make it more precise. I believe. I do. I think that's a thing that's going to happen. And I'm excited. I'm very excited for it. Like, can we please have more, sir? I mean, I think Obi-Wan is going to be badass. I think it's going to come out on Star Wars Day, which is actually the anniversary of our salon. May the 4th. You have no idea how excited I was, how that little nugget came about. May the 4th. It was just a really awesome coincidence. And now I get to celebrate my anniversary for my business every year on Star Wars Day. Like, very cool. Very, very, very cool. If you ever watched any of my live videos, you would know that it would not be one of my live videos if I didn't drop like 5 things. Because that's what I do. I drop things all the time. All the time. All the time. Okay. I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit. Tighten it just a little bit.
Are you in a chair?
No, I thought you didn't want to be on this video. If you want to find out some of your more distracting and maybe annoying qualities, have a child. You will see some of the things that you do that you wouldn't have noticed before. And then when they do it, you're like, oh, so that's what that is like. I do that. Oh man, I feel like I need to apologize to people. Yeah. Have a child. Or 4, like I did. So, by the way, speaking of children, I want to say big congrats to my 2 sons. My oldest children, they are 22 and almost 19, and they both graduated college this last month. One is a paramedic and the other graphic design. So if you think I haven't already hit up the graphic designer for some graphics and a logo, yes, I did. I'll just tell you right now. I'm already on him about that. Make mommy a logo. I died giving birth to you. I want some graphics. I don't know what those mean, but cool. Hello, Sylvester. How are you? Also, don't know when you said that because I've been trying to fix eyeliner. But I think, again, Boba Fett, setting them pikes straight and figuring out that they're selling drugs, spice from Kessel on Tatooine is definitely confirmation that Kira's going to show up, and Quay, the guy who runs the mine. And he was there not willingly. He is in her employ. He's in the employ of Crimson Dawn. He's basically a slave to Crimson Dawn. So his job is to make sure that the spice melange flows. The spice flows. And if that interrupts his ability to do the job that he is enslaved by Crimson Dawn to do, then they're probably going to be like, dude, you need to go fix this shit. So I think we have confirmation that Emilia Clarke's Kira is going to show up in Quay. And I also feel that some people are wrong in the assumption that the two trees in Boba's Vision Quest represent him and Jango, because that tree enveloped him. That tree enveloped him and was representative of him being rebirthed from the Sarlacc pit. That was his rebirth, his fight, not his father. And he didn't have a bad relationship with his father. He didn't feel weighed down by his father's memory. If anything at all, Boba had a bigger name than Jango. And in Legends, Jango was Mandalore. He was leader of the Mandalorian people. So it doesn't make sense that big tree in the Vision Quest represented Jango. Because again, he didn't have a bad relationship with his dad. He didn't feel like he was living in his shadow at all whatsoever. It only makes sense that the tree represents himself, him removing his past and being born anew. And that little tree that was identical to the big tree was his child, was Aelin Vel. I'm just saying, will this become another Mephisto? Another red herring? That there's always a possibility, but my opinion, no, I think it's Aelin Vel. I think they already showed her in the teaser, and it's gonna happen, boss. I just really feel like it's gonna happen. You heard it here first. Probably not. Other people may have come to that conclusion. If they did, I don't know. Oop, hold on. There with the towel again. I'm getting the towel. You get old and then you have back problems and they're not fun. Okay. So Quay has just been brought to the forefront of the Star Wars culture, and I'm here for it. Kira is now going to become a bigger part of the rest of the Star Wars universe. And Aelin Vel is totally going to show up. That's going to be a thing that happens. We get Aelin Vel finally. We get, real life for Boba. And I'm excited. I think the next few episodes are really going to pop off, and we're going to get confirmation on these things. We've been told for some time that Book of Boba Fett is going to have its own Luke Skywalker moment. At the end of last season of Mandalorian, when Luke Skywalker shows up and takes Grogu with him, that Book of Boba Fett is going to have a cameo of that magnitude or similar magnitude as well. And I think it's going to be Kira, leader of the Crimson Dawn, and I think it's going to be Aelin Bell. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's what I believe. So if you popped in today to watch me ramble on and make an ass out of myself, I truly appreciate it. As I am fond of saying, I need validation. I'm Tinkerbell. Without attention and validation, I die. So do me a favor, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get alerted when I pop on here. This week's episode will be released on Saturday, now that the holidays are over. Again, I got 4 kids and a business and a boyfriend who doesn't like to admit it, but he needs attention too. So I got really busy throughout the holidays. I thought I could juggle, and I was very, very wrong. But this week's episode is She-Ra, Princess of Powers, so tune in for that on Saturday. If you have any suggestions for something you want me to kind of explain or talk about or what have you, please let me know. I'm always open for suggestions. I will be doing an interview here in the next few weeks with a Star Wars character. So I have an interview with someone who did play a Star Wars character. So I will have an interview coming up in the next few weeks. I'm going to start doing a bi-weekly, weekly little short video on rumors and speculation that are going on that week. Very excited about that. That's my favorite part. So give me a like, give me a subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be back with more at some point. Thank you for hanging out. Oh, and if you are interested in more salon stuff, salonmia2020.com, salonmia2020 on Instagram, salonmia2020 on Facebook. Comics and Cosmetics is on both, and that's the name, Comics and Cosmetics. I don't have a website for that. So again, thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for coming to see me. I appreciate you. And see you later, nerdlings. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.